Welcome in Phantom to Jappy.
Hello, hello, and welcome to another Ace Attorney episode. Hello, Togepi, welcome in. Good to see you so early. We'll be continuing our day one trial for this Turnabout Revolution case. That's what it is, right? I already forgot what it was called. That is it, right? Yeah. Let me cue up the music. Forgot about that. Alright, so previously in this case, let's pop on over to the bottom screen here. The profile's open. Let's try to review here. So we started out with just Apollo trying to help Dirk Sadmati, who's the leader of the Defiant Dragons. And also Apollo's apparent father, or the guy who raised him. And we were supposed to help him find this orb. That is a very special orb in the country of Kalrain. And so we went to go find that orb, just trying to keep it short. We were supposed to go get the orb from this local archaeologist named Archie Buff. Now, by the time we got to where Archie Buff was, Archie was dead under a pile of books. And apparently the night before, there was an arrangement between Archie and Datsarebal on behalf of the Defiant Dragons that Archie was going to give the orb to the Defiant Dragons, as long as he didn't come to harm, is what the note said. But so we went to go get it, and Archie was dead. So during the middle of us trying to kind of figure that stuff out and find the orb, we met another character named Paul Attition. Now, Paul's family apparently has had some sort of family heirloom for a really long time, and that family heirloom is called the Crystal of Amy Faye. And now he claims that the orb that we're looking for, calling the Founder's Orb, is the same orb and has actually been stolen from his family. And so basically he kind of basically said that whatever orb you find, I already lay claim to. And so when we finally found the orb, he said that was his family heirloom. So we went to court over that, and now we've been up against Phoenix in a civil court. Well, Phoenix is representing Paul, and we are representing, Apollo are representing Dirk in this dispute about the ownership of the orb. Now, during the case, we've also been talking about Archie Buff's death and how it could possibly be a murder. And it seems that Paul was trying to point the finger. I think it was Paul trying to point the finger at Datsarebal. He was saying that he saw Dats coming out of Archie's place of living or whatever at a certain time or whatever that would place him as a possible murder. Now, we then said something about how Paul should have been able to see the body if the victim was actually dead when Dats left. And that was our big gotcha last time. And because of that, I don't remember the exact details of it. Let me look in the walkthrough here. What was the exact detail there? Because we were asking, like, why didn't he call the police if he knew that he was dead? And he said that he had no idea Dr. Buff was dead, and that's why he didn't call the police. And so then we had to present the study photo to show him that, like, well, the window was so big, you should have been able to see him. And then Paula points out that the window is very high and you can't see the trees and the grass, further breaking down Paul's claim to the orb. Next, and perhaps the most absurd, Phoenix Wright will call out Sarge to testify. Right, so that was basically it. We just said that, like, well, you should have seen the body, and then Phoenix was like, I got another witness. I guess that's what happened. I don't remember the exact details, but that's what it was making it sound like. And so he's going to pull Sarge out, which is a pretty predictable move. I don't think he's actually said that yet, to be fair, but I mean, pretty predictable move. So to get some context to Sergeant Buff, the doctor's reclusive child, he lost his mother in a fire. So yeah, Sarge is, yeah, as it says, the doctor's child, and he talks to us through this little flying drone that looks like it has eyes and a mustache. And so yeah, well, he'll be talking to us, I assume, in court via this drone. But yeah, he's been very reclusive, but he gave us a lot of background to Archie and his motivations and his character by how Archie had to change his life so much in order to keep Sarge safe and sane, basically, because he's such a reclusive person after his mother died or whatever. Because I think he's always just kind of had, like, maybe it was like emotional issues or something. Either way, he's a sensitive boy. You know, we always love Pearl. I think that's pretty much the gist of the story, at least the case anyways, because there's still some stuff, because we learned about how Nayuta and Apollo apparently grew up together, both being raised by Dirk, so that was pretty interesting to find that out. What's up, Loki? As soon as I start streaming, you gotta start bothering me. I made sure you just went out, I made sure to feed you, I made sure you had water, and now I think he just wants affection. Cutie. Alright, I'll scratch his bum. Let's see. So yeah, we've learned about that, so that's been pretty interesting. Hopefully we'll learn a little bit more about it. At one point, Dirk had to save Apollo's life, so that was pretty cool. Alright, yeah, let's go to evidence. Let's start going over that. Alright, here's the Founder's Orb, or the Crystal of Amy Faye, or whatever, if it is indeed that. Karini's national treasure. The Doctor hid it in the ruins before his untimely death, which is where Apollo almost died when we retrieved it. This is a photo of Apollo's father, a picture of my biological father, Jove Justice, who died in Karine. Let's take a look. Probably had a set of pipes on him, huh? A study photo at Attition saw Dats fleeing the scene the night of the murder. One of the books is stained with coffee. As you can see, this coffee stain. Here's that big window you were talking about a minute ago. Study diagram. A diagram of the Doctor's study. Note the bookcase, large window, and second floor area. Bookshelf here. Big window. And note the coffee bar. It's fancy. Research notes. Research notes on the Song of Ceremony and the box containing the Founder's Orb. Let's see. When Dragon and Tiger battle, the Founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the Matama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Descending upon us in all her glory, the Founder bestows the greatest power known. Matama motif from Karine founding period. So yeah, I'll keep that in our minds just in case that comes up again, but I think we pretty much used the crap out of that one. Orb transfer agreement. Yeah, this is the agreement I was talking about. It states, I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. Dr. Archie Buff. Sarge's drone, a helicopter drone operated by the Doctor's kid, equipped with a camera and a microphone. Email. Data obtained from the Doctor's computer includes a report on his research into the Founder's Orb, which we had proved. Yeah, I guess this is a big no. I didn't mention that the person who had sent this, or he was corresponding with this person, Dr. Buff. How is our research coming along? Is none other than politician, because he's politician. What is it? What's his last name? Wankershim? I'm just kidding. I know that's not what it is, but I can't remember what it is. But he's got some pathetic extra last name. But we figured out that's who that is. That's emailing him. Wimperson. That's what it was, because it was wimp. That was the word. I knew it was something pathetic. That's all I can remember. So yeah. So we found out that this was him. Actually, that commissioned the Doctor to look at the orb. I don't know that will come up again, though. We'll see. Raincoat. Seems the Doctor wore this last night. Bears a distinctive yellow and green two-tone design. This is how we found out where the Doctor went. I don't know that that's going to be relevant again, but it must be if we still have it in here. Who knows? We might dump a bunch of this right after we get done looking at it. We got the glowing moss stuck to the insole of the Doctor's boot. It probably got there when he went inside we went to hide the Founder's Orb, which is, yeah, that's another part of how we tracked him down. I don't think we've used this one yet. Doctor's reading glasses. The Doctor's poor eyesight meant he couldn't read anything without these. They were found on his desk. Robbery report. A report filed a year ago by one Mr. Politician Wimperson. There it is. For the theft of the crystal of Amy Faye. crystal of Amy Faye was discovered to be missing from the Attition storehouse at 10 a.m. The storehouse lock had been picked. Paul Attition Wimperson. I mean, it kind of rhymes with Wankershim, so I guess I wasn't too far off with that. Dr. Buff's autopsy report. Dr. Buff was struck with the corner of some object. The time of death is between 10 and 11 p.m. So we are saying it was a murder then. Cause of death, cerebral hemorrhaging after being struck on the back of the head with a corner of an unidentified object. I guess it's not saying that it had to be like somebody wielding the object, though. It could have just been that he fell on it, right? Okay, that's the evidence. That's the case. I think we're ready to get going, shall we? Okay. All right. May 17th. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Wow. I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but...
Yeah, just when I thought we had him, he'd turn the tables on us. He really is the Turnabout terror.
We can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they've got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record. That's, please. No more new records or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that. I'll be more careful next time. That is what Mr. Wright said true. Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? I thought you were aware of that. Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the doctor was still alive when Dad last saw him.
We'll still have to prove it, though.
Better brace yourself, son. The next witness testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Trucy?
She went to go see her dad.
Maybe she's still mad.
More like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you might then leave the agency.
She has an active imagination. Excuse me. The trial will be resuming shortly. Well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us. May 17th. District Court. Courtroom number 6. All rise. All right. Court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness? Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Wait, he can't mean that Sarge is here? You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear. Now that's impressive.
This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this.
What, you guys are assuming way too much. Like, do you guys even know Phoenix? He finds out how to get him there, and he knows it's the toy, dude. He ain't dumb. Or, I'm sorry, the drone. The equipment. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. He finds the loopholes. Yeah, he had a fucking parrot testify, dude. He'll figure it out. Alright, I'm gonna give him a radio voice this time, because he's basically talking through a radio. Oh my.
Sergeant Buff service, sir!
He's here as a drone? Really?
Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this?
Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness's lobby was just too much. Oh, so he's in the witness lobby. And, okay, interesting. But I would still like to continue with testimony delivered via this drone.
I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. But testimony via remote-controlled toy?
I mean, come on. I mean, I guess the killer is an assassin, so he kind of forced the situation. But the killer, he testified as a radio. So how is that much different? You know?
Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes.
Is that a pun I heard? Nope. Gotta switch voices.
Just who's piloting this trial anyway?
Yeah, Phoenix is finally running shit, isn't he?
The judge sure warmed up to the idea fast.
I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up.
You disappoint me, Corporal Justice!
I don't know what he said next because I was trying to switch.
Ah! Defending the man who killed Papa? That's full of treason, soldier!
Or full on treason, my bad. Starts giving you a testimony and then the batteries run out. Yeah, right in the middle of this like most important statement, it just like falls.
I hereby demote you back to private!
Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo?
It's a long story.
Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster?
Locked and loaded, sir! Ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator! Papa met with someone that night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground, as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated DATS getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it!
So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he?
Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Aribal.
Objection. Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one.
It's the enemy! Ready all missiles! Fire!
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Capitalist pig! I'll turn you into pork stroganoff! And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon!
God, I wish this switch was faster. Come on. Whoa, it fires missiles too? I think there was a cable in the way of the button. That's why I wasn't switching.
Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice.
What happened that evening?
Papa met with someone that night he died.
Hold it! Your father met with someone? Could you be more specific?
No. I was in the midst of a crucial defense siege operation.
Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct?
You never know where the enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter.
What about, school?
Oh, I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A sergeant doesn't associate with rookies still too green to fight.
With a kid like this, I bet Dr. Buff won't be getting any rest in the afterlife either.
It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. But what was that you said about a siege defense?
Oh, that? Well, I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but...
Hold it! Siege defense? Sarge, I've always wondered. Who or what are you battling?
That's classified.
Even so, it may be relevant to this case. I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that.
That's right. Such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy.
Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me.
You're all talking, no action, soldier! Out on the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts.
Easy for you to say. You're the one with all of them.
Would the witness please tell this court what he saw and heard that night?
I didn't hear him arguing with someone in his study,
I did.
I did hear him arguing with someone in his study.
I think I said didn't for some reason. Hold it! What was the argument about?
I heard things like, "Where's the orb?" and "Are you Defiant Dragons really criminals?" It sounded really volatile, like a war might break out at any second.
So the two of them had an argument when Dats came to get the orb.
Did you see or hear anything else?
Yeah, I heard them arguing and then silence. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises.
Hold it! How is Mr. Aribal acting?
Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs.
A trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military.
I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances.
Yeah, I can see that.
And so, the defeated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it! That does seem suspicious.
He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house.
Well, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb.
I bet he was angry that he'd been kicked out. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it!
Hold it! That doesn't work with my case. But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have gotten in. Wait, but don't you keep your front door unlocked? Okay, sorry. For some reason I didn't understand what he was saying. But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have gotten in. I don't know what I thought I heard.
That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up. said there was no need because there were only good people in Kurain Village.
Man, what a sad thing to have said and then and died, dude.
Yet he ended up dead anyway.
Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting papa. There will be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Fire!
While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court.
So Sarge saw Dats too.
And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. Wonder why he hung around after being thrown out.
I hate to say this, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove that Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder.
Okay, let's see. Papa was someone that he died. Didn't have eyes on the ground. Already mounted my siege defense. Did I have anything about how long Dats was there or anything? I was fleeing the scene the night of the murder. One of the books is steamed with coffee. Is the diagram somehow shown us? Nah. What about the transfer agreement? Honestly, I'm not sure what we're supposed to end up pushing against. Looking down here. And wait, maybe the autopsy report, what did they say exactly? Cerebral hemorrhaging after being struck on the back of the head with a corner of an unidentified object. That doesn't really help us, does it? I feel like maybe the order transfer agreement somehow, but I don't know how. Just like that's like the only thing I feel like really connects with what's being talked about. Let me go through it again. So we regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. Dude, you know, honestly, I have no idea where to even go with that. What? Is it, do I need to, like, push on something again? Let me see. Oh, okay, let me see. Something about his drone. Huh, it's interesting. So we're supposed to be calling the sensors into question with Sarge's drone. So it's equipped with a camera and a microphone, but I guess we're supposed to be like, oh, but your microphone maybe is not that great because the propellers are loud or something? Not sure I would have come to that conclusion. So on his statement that I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but... Alright, let me save. This is one of those ones that I'm not sure how I would have come up with that one. So I think I need to look that one up. Objection! Sarge, are you hiding something from me?
dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on this Stroganoff action with Big Boy over here, soldier?
Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof.
What?
Would the defense care to explain? How are you missile-proof? How does that work?
It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening in court right now. Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With his cherished drone, of course.
Ah, now that you mention it. And to think the answer was right before our eyes this whole time.
Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something. I'm hit. Oh,
I'm hit. What is this strange new weaponry you're using against me?
okay, I get it now because it says a camera and a weapon, but he ends up saying he just heard it, right? I guess maybe that's like part of how I was supposed to make that connection. I'm still trying to figure that out. Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice. And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare.
Truth bomb? No! Mayday! Mayday! I'm going down!
Dude, it died.
Oh my, it seems to run out of batteries. Are you alright?
Evidence? Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance.
Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you?
Papa,
Yes. You want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night.
It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear.
You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything.
Grr.
Ah! I'm actually not missile-proof. Sarge, you need to answer my question.
Shut your pie hole, maggot! It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around!
What's with him in Siberia, of all places? But if a scorching day is what it'll take, then maybe it's time to turn up the heat.
Hey, Athena. You think a therapy session might help?
Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means the patient wants to say something, but can't for some reason.
And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I leave it to you and your mood matrix magic.
You got it. Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here.
Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes? I always love your therapy sessions. I feel like I feel better afterwards as well.
Yes, it will help the witness with his anxiety. Maybe even enough to testify.
Then by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this will be all right with you, Mr. Wright.
Why not? It's not like we all haven't seen... Oh, sorry. It's not like we haven't been through this before. I hate when I stumble. Mood Matrix Madness, or Triple M, or M cubed, for short, right? Nope, wrong voice. There we go. Sarge's voice.
What are you butting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you.
Oh, hey, little guy. Whoa. What's with the sexism here, little dude?
I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big ol' hole in the armor that you've built around your heart.
That doesn't sound very positive, Athena.
First evidence, now analytical psychology. What are these WMDs coming from?
Weapons of mass destruction.
Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on! You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it. Corpse woman Sykes.
You got it, Sarge.
Are you saying core or corpse? I think you're saying core. Core woman? Right? Because they have a... Yeah, whatever.
Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart.
Oh, gosh. And then all of a sudden, Widget talks. I mean, I'm glad to hear Widget talk, but I was not ready for that.
Embrace yourself.
We don't hear enough from Widget.
I stayed in my room with my drone that evening.
And he was sad.
I heard Dad and Papa arguing with each other.
And he was sad and surprised.
Dad got kicked out, but I saw him still hanging around outside.
Very surprised, very sad.
I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day.
Very sad, not as surprised. Huh. Is it the not being as surprised about his dad's death the next day? Let's save it. Let's go with the surprise. Got it! Why weren't you more surprised? That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as when you saw Mr. Aribal. Normally you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful.
Enemy fire! Direct hit!
That is strange. I wonder what it could mean.
Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why.
Oh?
Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. Aribal because... You were scared of Mr. Aribal? You'd already seen his body? Something else shocked you. Something else shocked you? Let's add in something new, huh? Let's try that one. Did something else shock you when you saw Mr. Aribal? Something even more shocking than your father's death.
Like what exactly, Apollo?
I don't know. Maybe a mouse or a cockroach?
You gross!
Foolish cannon fodder! Vermin are powerless in the face of my deadly arsenal! I'll pump them full of lead!
Sounds kind of messy, don't you think?
Then I'll develop new weaponry! Maybe a flamethrower do the trick.
Sure. As long as you keep it for vermin use only.
Guess it wasn't something like mice or cockroaches after all, huh?
No, but it was worth a try, especially to see your reaction.
What else could it be?
Okay, it's one of the other two then, huh? The person we're talking to isn't Sarge. It's an imposter! It's actually the killer, and he killed him! Oh my god. Let's see. Scared of Mr. Aribal. You'd already seen his body. I guess you'd already seen his body? Well, he might be scared of Mr. Aribal, but I don't know I don't really know why, but I feel like he'd already seen his body, and that would give us more testimony, possibly. Let's try that. Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it. Your father's body.
I saw no such thing.
Really? You didn't see his body? All right, then. What did you see?
Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise.
So just as I suspected, he really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw.
Oh, but... The moment I saw it, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one.
Huh?
Am I missing something here?
Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow?
Maybe.
Please, Sarge. What was it you saw on the night of your father's murder?
Oh, I saw...
What, ga? Like goo goo gaga? Is that where? What's happening?
I don't like where this is going.
No more, please!
Ah!
Oh, and then Widget said help. Oh, did he take Widget? Oh no, Widget!
I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment.
Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him.
Calm yourself this instant, witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes?
Did they steal his hammer too? His mouth? What the hell it's called? Gavel. That's the word.
Look at me! I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene a military tribunal.
What the hell? Everybody's just like dejected. That was weird. I think I'm having an audio issue. Give me 1 second. Okay, I think we're gonna... Whoa! This has gone way too far.
Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant. Stop resisting.
Is they electrocuting people, dude?
If you don't come out...
Fire!
Keep Widget back, right? Ah!
Dude, there's a war going on in there, and we don't get to see a single frame of it.
Phew, finally got him back.
Nice work.
This witness is truly a handful.
No, hup, 2, 3, 4. Whoa.
Miss Sykes, what's the witness's current psychological state?
Let's see. He's emotionally all over the map.
All times for them not to use the anime cutscenes, right? That's what I'm saying. Come on, give us a cutscene. That could have been a lot of fun. So his out-of-control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause?
Yes. So let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me?
Oh, is that you, Core Woman Sykes?
I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out.
In, out. In, out.
And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out.
All forces attack!
Athena, I don't think that's what what we needed to have happen, girl.
That's the least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen.
Like, hey, it's gonna work though.
Oh my gosh.
Dats was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting, and I got worried about Papa. So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. I remember a flame lighting up the room, and Papa grinning with delight. That's when he must have been killed. If only I hadn't passed out.
Wow, that sounds like we got a lot to unpack there. So he has 2 out-of-control emotions, huh? And all we have to do is find out what's causing them to run wild like this?
Yes, whatever the cause, it should appear somewhere in the mood matrix. Let me know if you think you found it.
Ugh, easier said than done. Don't suppose you have any ideas on where to start?
Well, I would think about Sarge's personality and his past. Those are the things that shape a person's emotions. You should be able to find something to work with from there.
Sarge didn't recreate the courtroom bombing from the last game. Oh yeah. Dude, he was about to. It sounded like if he had that much firepower, he would have. We need can disarm in here. Let's see. Dance was still hanging around after he got kicked out, and I got worried about Papa. In fact, the emotions seem to be the exact same intensity each time. Huh. Okay, so it's just about the context clues. There's no intensity thing. So let's see. Dad was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting and I got worried about Papa. So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. Like, that's like super suspicious, and I'd like to know more about that, but I don't know that that's what I need to be doing anything with. I remember a flame lighting up the room and Papa grinning with delight. This is like the weirdest thing. So if he's grinning with delight and we're sad. Maybe that's the weird contradiction. Like, why would you be sad if he was grinning? Let's try that. That seems weird. Oh yeah, we have to point at something. That's right. God, I always forget how this shit works. The flames? Yeah, what is this? Maybe I'm doing it on the wrong slide, but we'll try probing here. That's it! Sarge! You were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you?
Was I?
Yes, just 6 months ago. You and your mother were caught up in an arsonist blaze. Oh, that's what I was needing to remember. I forgot about that. How his mother passed. He had discovered how to firebend. Everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. So it's no wonder you would be extremely scared of fire.
Yes, that does make sense.
And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world.
What do you mean, Core Woman Sykes?
In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at the diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out.
I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine.
Wow, the things I take for granted.
Now I see. I was afraid. Afraid of the fire. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself.
About that fire, Sarge. Can you tell me what it was burning?
Just stay calm and maybe something will come to you.
Oh, Oh! I'm starting to remember. It was... It was that relic. That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
The orb was on fire?
Mm-hmm. It's still kind of fuzzy. But yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. And there, in the flames was... Mama? Yes, now I remember.
Oh, he was using it to channel her or something?
I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames.
Wait, what? What the fuck, dude? Dude, he's firebending it into the kid's mother, man. That's some firebending right there. What's going on here?
Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. He might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died.
So let me guess, more therapy?
Yep, but this time, it seems there's an inconsistency in his statements. And I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand.
I hope this inconsistency is the key to proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb.
Death was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting. I got worried about Papa. So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. I remember a flame lighting up in the room, and Papa grinning with delight. The relic was on fire, and I saw Mama's face inside. That's when Papa must have been killed. If only I hadn't passed out.
He's holding the orb. The orb was in the thing when we found it, so it couldn't have been there when he died. Maybe that's what we're trying to say somehow. Let me see. How do we say that? Maybe we just present the orb itself. Let me see. What are you doing, Loki? Come on down, buddy. All right, let's see. Present. Hey, buddy. Don't come down here and lick my arm. Can you lay down, buddy? No, not right there. No, dude. No, those are my foot pedals, dude. Come on. Loki. So lay down, buddy. Over here. Come on, buddy. Yeah, lay down right there. Yeah, right there. It's your favorite spot. Good boy. Good boy. Lay down. Good boy. Lay down. Come on, buddy. Good boy. Yeah, lay down. Okay. He just wants some loves right now. Let's see. Yeah, the doctor hid it in the ruins before his untimely death. Yeah, that's got to be the piece that we need here. So let's push that. Objection! Objection! Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room.
What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice.
You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave. I know, because I went to find it. So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb.
Ah!
So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within.
So even if I hadn't passed out...
That's right. The outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself.
Oh, I see. Private Justice? Can you really say I bear no blame in this?
Why do you ask?
Because the truth is, if I had engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive.
Sarge.
Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot into the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true.
Sarge? Who's talking? Why does it have to be a question mark, dude? It's Athena. Why? I seriously question sometimes why they put question marks up. Like, what's the point of us not knowing who's saying it?
If you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now?
Are you gonna actually meet Sarge?
My first step?
That's right. You can cast off all your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. You know from experience. Or, sorry, I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take the first step.
If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge. Yeah, I mean, I know what they're trying to do, Togepi. Like, you don't need to explain it to me. I just don't think it's working. That's what I'm trying to say with my critique there. Like, but I do understand what the mechanism they're trying to do is. It's just like, what was the point? It didn't. Me knowing it was Athena would have no change in the suspense. So I still stand by what I'm saying. The victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie between your grasp.
I think I understand now. I've made up my mind.
Oh, okay. Well, I could not detect that in the chat.
And as of this moment,
So I guess you're saying you agree with me?
I will suspend my siege defense immediately, or indefinitely.
But also immediately, hopefully? I wanted immediate. Right on. Well, I apologize. Because we disagree. Or just agree, just to make sure I was clear. Oh, he's in a wheelchair as well? Interesting. So this is Sarge, huh? He's got like a military-themed wheelchair as well? That's pretty cool. Oh, it's a little girl. That's funny. My stereotypes. Or did they say he ever? Did they lead me on with that? Or is that just my stereotypes? Huh?
Sergeant Buff, reporting for duty.
They did, you see? Okay, so they led me down that path. Not that I wouldn't have led myself there. I thought you were a guy.
You're definitely not a gruff drill sergeant I envisioned. Well, my mama was in the Russian army.
I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out, too. Yeah, and I bet you Phoenix never did. I bet Phoenix never pronouned them. May I introduce to you Miss Army Buff, age 12. Oh, nice, because she's an Army Buff. That makes sense. No way.
Careful, soldier. Don't forget I could blow you away at at a moment's notice.
God, why do I keep rewriting it?
She's just too cute.
She is adorable, dude. So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge?
Negative. Only since I was injured in the fire.
Your voice sounds awfully different from before.
My drone features a voice modulation device. It's just one of my army's many technological marvels.
Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the controls.
If it's all the same to you, troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I've just remembered something, and it's as crisp and clear as a trumpet at roll call.
What did you remember?
It wasn't my mother who appeared in the burning orb. It was some lady Papa had shown me a picture of a long time ago.
Oh, is it gonna be Amy, dude?
He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Karianism.
I have a feeling that that's Amy is gonna be that person. So
She appeared right there, right in the burning orb.
huh? What did you just say? Well, that really helped us with the whole Founder's Orb thing. But I feel like it's all just going to merge together, right? I feel like all the pieces are in place. Where basically, Maya is the Holy Mother. Hell, isn't Pearl supposed to be super powerful too, though? So I feel like Pearls could definitely be a part of that. She's up there. She's royalty. Precious Pearls.
The Holy Mother of Karianism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean?
I have a bad feeling about this. Could it be? Could this explain what Sarge means by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb? The Founder's Orb is... That it's the Founder's Orb? That makes the most sense to me. Let me see. Take that!
What's that?
A piece of a related evidence. Wouldn't you agree? Although, to be honest, I'd have to plead the fifth if you asked me how certain I was. Oh, now she's Sarge of the drone again.
Private, did you really think such a cockamamie plan would rout the enemy?
I mean, I think it'd be funny if she, like, popped up from behind the stand, too. With the controller. Yikes!
I'd better be more careful.
God, switching to my custom voice is so slow.
If the orb was burning, maybe the evidence you're looking for has to do with fire.
Yeah, I know. Okay, I didn't lose any health, so we don't have to go back. This has to do with fire. Okay, let me look through the evidence. She's wearing an invisibility cloak. Yeah, there you go. She would have that technology in her arsenal. Something to do with fire. What the hell do I have that has anything to do with fire, dude? They just threw me off with that one. Something to do with fire. I don't see how that has anything to do with it. No. Maybe the research nodes? For protection when the butterfly embraces the matama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. So I guess it's this one right here. That's probably what we're trying to use here. Let's try that. Take that!
Dr. Buff's research notes? What did they have to do with this?
Well, take a look at this. Look at this. The burning orb, the appearance of the founder. This part points to both. Yeah, it was already on it. Defaulted to it. There's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle. And this song, in turn, is said to contain the key to solving it. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this? Prayers as fervent as fire. Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire.
Wait, so the doctor
Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the Founder's Orb.
Oh my!
So is it that they're supposed to, like, her ancestors are supposed to put it, like, catch it on fire, and then her spirit teaches them the technique? I guess, is that how it's supposed to work? I'm trying to remember all of the lore they put around it.
Papa was a great archaeologist. So I believe in him. And I want to believe he achieved his long-time dream of solving that riddle before he died.
Well, we won't know for sure until we try it ourselves.
Yes, do it, Private Justice. Please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes.
The plaintiff must object to this. The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet. Oh man, put him in his place, Apollo. You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire. Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since we still don't know if this treasure is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Amy Faye. Any ownership rights the Doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. Nice one, Apollo. Hell yeah, get him! Either that, or she figured the relic could be used as a candle in case of emergencies. Yeah, she would want something like that, and that's some technology, dude.
Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence.
All right, here we go. Oh, cool, dude. We got a Zippo. I wonder what that's for. Where'd you get that, Paul? Just hold this up to it. Oh, look, it's all fading away. Is it just some sort of, like, novelty trick?
Apollo, the inside of the orbit's melting.
It's just wax, dude. There's something in there. It's like a freaking Legend of Zelda puzzle. Ah! Dirk! Isn't she...
Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the Founder herself. Face and all.
And she's not faceless this time. I forgot about that. Roy's faceless.
I don't understand.
The greatest of taboos in Karianism is the depiction of the Founder's face. Yet, here it is. It's because you need to see her face in order to channel her, I guess, right? So that's how it works. It's like, here's the only depiction of her face, because now that you can know her name and her face, you can channel her to then, I guess, learn her abilities or whatever. Something like that. Because it's like the Death Note. Eating the Founder's Orb revealed the statue within. Alright, I think I need to take a short break. I think the dog needs to, you know, nature's calling. Let's just say that. And, yeah, I'll be right back after that. But let's just stew on this for a moment with the whole Founder's Orb thing. Let's all just think about that while this dog does his business. Alright, I'll be right back. I guess eyes are optional. Yeah, because are they closed? Yeah, I guess so. Alright, BRB.
There's no escape this time. You know that. You want to know why I go after pretty little things like you? No one's gonna miss you. It's as simple as that. There's always more of you. Ladies of the night. You're all dimes a dozen.
irreplaceable. Forgettable. Dead.
Well, my father bought me this bank. You know what he said to me? He said, son, you will more than likely fail, and I'll probably have to buy you another business venture. I mean, you are so stupid. To tell you the truth, I almost believed him. But I knew better. Oh, I knew it'd be an easy scam when I saw these dumb hicks. And nothing is better than scamming hardworking people out of their money. I mean, I really hit the big one. The big kahuna. Big Bertha. Biggie Smalls' pinky ring dipped in gold that was then shoved up a dog's ass that was then shoved into a big money laundering machine. It was like stealing something easy to steal. Like a pack of gum, or the money I used to take out of Nana's purse to buy whippets from the gas station. Me and my friend Jimmy used to gack up on balloons and expose ourselves to the old ladies at the park. Then we'd piss ourselves till we passed out. Regretfully, Jimmy died of sudden sniffing death syndrome while huffing a can of Rust-Oleum. Jimmy was a real one, a real ace. But I'm still here, baby. Still doing whippets.
Out here we entertain ourselves at home, so we got an Atari video game. There's so many different games to play. We especially like Space Invaders, zapping those little devils from outer space. It's fun, but personally I think the whole idea of creatures from outer space is a little far-fetched.
No other company offers you as many different video game cartridges as Atari.
It's Laundry Day at Omega Mart. Save on name brands like Omega Point, now just $6.99. Plausible deniability, only $5.87. And done. No time for it? You're done. Just 2 for $10 or 3 for $7 when you spend $20 or more with a valid coupon. Limited to 1 coupon per customer. Price is good through December 12th. See in store for details. That's Omega Savings. That's Omega Mart.
Omega Mart, you have no idea what's in store for you.
Step into our universe of infinite savings at Omega Mart. This week, save on ground magic meat, only $1.99 a pound. Half a heart, now half off at just $2.99 each. Omega Mart bone-in trophy chops, $2.49 a pound. Brain, only $7.99 a pound. Heavenly hash, picnic priced at $1.49 a pound. Nebula loaf, wow, only 99 cents a pound. See the savings for yourself. Only at Omega Mart, your portal to a universe of value.
勇者たちが今ニューファミコンに出会う。ニューファミコンで蘇る伝説の物語、攻略本付きファイナルファンタジー1、2一つになってアンコール発売。
Get the power to move with the Acclaim wireless remote for your Nintendo Entertainment System. The Acclaim remote gets you mobile in a WrestleMania grudge match. Flying Airwolf, the Acclaim remote's rapid fire mode means higher scores per mission. In the battle for Iron Sword, seconds count. So you need a controller with a look and feel you already know. Accurate up to 30 feet. The official wireless remote controller, licensed by Nintendo, created by Acclaim. Get the Acclaim remote, the power to move.
Have you tried Omega Mart brand orange drink? If you or a loved one answered yes, please call Omega Mart Consumer Affairs immediately at 1-800-808-4194. That's 1-800-808-4194. Your safety is important to us.
Omega Mart, you have no idea what's in store for you.
All right, and we're back. And the puppy is happy, and so is Domm. All right, so we just found out that when the Founder's Orb has heat applied to it, that we get to see the face of the Holy Mother. And I think that pretty much tells everybody that's the Founder's Orb. I think now people are going to say, like, oh, that's Amy Faye. And they're probably going to be right. But it's still the Founder's Orb, right? Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Karianism. And based on that, this must be none other than the Founder's Orb. Be that as it may, Mr. Aribal still may have killed the Doctor. If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Aribal. It happened after the Doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you've no proof that Mr. Aribal was still around at the time. Ugh. We got him, dude. Your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. Oh, no, he's gonna pull like an edgy boy on us or something, right? Oh, no! Maybe not, dude. Oh, then Mr. Attition's up here again, though.
I won? I actually won?
Nah, I think you're getting way too ahead of yourself there.
Mr. Wright, would you care to respond?
Respond?
I didn't think so.
Wait, did we just win? Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo!
Don't just stand there, Wright. Do something.
Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. It's Mr. Attition Wimperson. I think it's time for your concession speech. I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the Founder's Orb. The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan?
Why, you contemptuous peasant. I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict.
No objections here, Your Honor.
No,
You can't do this. The crystal is mine. I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal. I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do. You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you? No, what the hell is he doing to Phoenix, dude? What?
What's going on here?
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim. What? I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. Mr. Wright, I don't think even you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument could you have to claim that this isn't the Founder's Orb? About that. Oh, of course.
He can't possibly have hit on something.
The defense's assertion is incomplete, and this is why. The defense is basing their claim that this relic is the Founder's Orb on a legend. And that legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last. Right, and that's what happened. The Founder was revealed for all to see. But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins? No. But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, it's all just mystic mumbo jumbo, right? Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it? No, but consequentially, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's Orb. A politician isn't even awake. Like, yeah, whatever.
What's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this?
It would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles.
Yeah, perfect, Togepi. That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor.
In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all arguments be ready by then. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too.
Got him. Is that going to be a to be continued? Okay, not yet. May 17th, District Court. Defendant Lobby, number 3. All right, let me check something really quick. Okay, cool. May 17th, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3.
Mr. Wright is sure acting funny. I mean, he's famous for going out on a limb, but that last assertion was just plain crazy.
It's either a bluff or a Hail Mary. Either way, doesn't make much sense.
Maybe there's something we're missing here. Although, he seemed perfectly normal when we spoke earlier. Apollo, I have a bad feeling about this. I'm going to go check up on him.
What's going on with you, Mr. Wright?
Hey, Private Justice.
Oh, Sarge.
I forgot to mention something. On the night of Papa's murder, a strange thing happened.
Oh? But why are you only telling me about it now?
Well, I didn't say anything before because I thought Papa's death was an accident. But now that we know otherwise, I figured it might be important.
There's still more to this case?
When I left my room and lost consciousness, I passed out right here.
That's right above the coffee bar.
Mm-hmm. But when I came to, someone was pushing my wheelchair.
What?
I was so scared. I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me.
Do you know who it was?
No, it was pitch black. Plus, I fled to my room so fast I didn't even have a chance to turn on the lights.
Maybe it was your father.
No, he would have said something to me. Besides, I'd have known if it was him.
So then it could have been your father's real killer.
My thoughts exactly.
But you didn't report this to the police?
It didn't even occur to me.
It's okay. You're obviously still upset, so don't beat yourself up over it. Sorry, 1 second. Apollo, this could be really important information. I think the act of pushing Sarge's wheelchair could be part of some bigger scheme. It's hard to see why else the killer could have done such a thing. I keep getting notifications. Leave me alone, phone. It's hard to see why else the killer would have done such a thing.
Guess I should take her statement down as evidence.
Army statement added to the court record. She'd fled to her room when she realized someone had moved her while she'd been unconscious on the second floor. Oh, welcome back, Athena. Uh-oh, she's sad. She's got that empathy power. Even look at Widget, dude. Widget's like, oh my god! Imagine if Loki had a phone and was sending you messages. Yeah, he'd be like, hey, can I go outside again? Maybe give me a couple treats. Loki! Maybe a couple pets.
What's with the long face?
How'd it go with Mr. Wright?
What should I...
Athena?
Oops, sorry. Zoned out there for a sec. The recess is almost over, so let's go.
What was that all about?
Apparently, Mr. Wright's got something pretty intense going on. May 17th, District Court, Courtroom Number 6. Well, whatever Phoenix is doing, you know it's probably for the right reasons. We just don't know what they is yet.
All right, court is once again back in session. Now, Mr. Wright, about that last objection you raised. It was pretty crazy, right?
We, the plaintiffs, still believe that the defense has yet to sufficiently prove its case. They claim that, according to legend, the Founder's Orb would bestow spiritual power. Yet the relic in question has failed to do so. Therefore, it has failed its own test.
I see.
He's still sticking with that ridiculous argument?
Furthermore, even if it is the Founder's Orb, it can't be awarded to the Defiant Dragons. After all, they were the ones who killed Dr. Buff. What are you talking about? That was already proven to be false. There are no grounds for asserting that the Defiant Dragons murdered the Doctor. Oh, but I'm afraid there are, Mr. Justice. Your Honor, I would like to present a new testimony to this court. Testimony that will show that Dats Arebal did, in fact, kill Dr. Buff. What?
Very well. You may call your witness.
I guess Mr. Wright found another new angle. What new testimony could there be at this late in the game? He's doing them for the right reason. Exactly. Exactly. Fellow citizens, it is I, Paul Attition, the once and future representative of the people.
Jeez, not him again.
My client divulged new information to me during the recess. He remembered something he saw, you see. Something crucial to this case.
How very convenient.
That's crime. It was around 11 at night, and I was out on a mobile meet and greet around the village. That's when I saw Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window. Mr. Arebal snuck up from behind and struck him on the head. His weapon of choice? A suitcase. A big, strong man like him could easily swing a heavy suitcase into someone's head. You saw the murder as it happened? And you're just telling us now because... I saved the best for last. It's a tactic known to all the political greats. The murder weapon was a complete mystery. But my client's eyewitness account has finally brought it into the light.
According to the autopsy report, Dr. Buff was struck in the head by the corner of some object. I suppose that could very well be the corner of a suitcase.
But eyewitness testimony isn't the same as hard evidence. Oh, I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. What's that supposed to mean? We have physical evidence too. A luminol test revealed. The doctor's blood on Mr. Arebal's suitcase. Really? But how does that prove Mr. Arebal used it as a weapon? You should know the answer to that, Mr. Justice. Since you know as well as I that the suitcase is covered in his fingerprints. Ah!
I'd forgot we dusted it right in front of Emma.
Should have kept that one a secret there, buddy. The Turnabout terror strikes again.
This is quite convincing testimony and evidence, if I do say so myself. Nevertheless, you may proceed with your cross-examination, Mr. Justice. It was around 11 at night, and I was out on a mobile meet and greet around the village.
Hold it! You were on a so-called mobile meet and greet at 11 at night?
That's right. It's the perfect time because everyone is at home. You should have seen how the villagers' eyes teared up when they heard what I had to say.
With tears of frustration, no doubt.
You weren't riding around in your plankin.
That's right. Some village idiot reported me to the police. I've been banned from using it after dark.
No wonder. What with all the noise he makes. So what exactly did you see then?
That's when I saw Dr. Buff being murdered from outside his study window.
Hold it. Sounds like you witnessed something rather shocking.
Indeed. I didn't even believe it at first. I mean, a vicious murder in Kurain.
There haven't been many murders there, I take it?
If I'm elected, I promise you that such a terrible tragedy will never happen again. A vote for me is a vote to banish murder forever from our beloved Kurain village.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, Apollo tries to distract Emma with a scientific lecture. Did you know there's a famous scientist here giving a lecture?
Wait, what?
Mr. Attition Wimperson, please tell the court what you saw at the scene of the crime. Mr. Aribal snuck up from behind and struck him on the head.
Hold it. He snuck up from behind? So you're saying the doctor never even realized Mr. Aribal was there?
That's right. He was utterly absorbed in a book.
I see. What did you see Mr. Aribal do next?
He climbed up the bookshelf ladder and dumped a bunch of books down on the body. I believe he was trying to make it look like an accident. But that idiot didn't realize I could see everything from outside the window.
One of the statements doesn't feel right.
Your Honor, I believe the witness made an important statement just now about how the crime was clearly visible. The doctor was reading a book. Dats is an idiot. Oh man, the Dats is an idiot is my favorite option here. Okay, so Honor, I believe the witness made an important statement just now about how the crime was clearly visible. The doctor was reading a book. He was saying the doctor was reading a book. He definitely said that. But the crime clearly being visible could be relevant as well. Can I see? Yeah, I can click this button and we can see what he said, right? Oh, sorry, I gotta switch screens for you. Jimmy, look again. But I was an idiot. Didn't realize I could see everything from outside the window. No, I guess we'll just have to try one. I think both of them are valid. As we all know, idiots can't commit crimes. Yeah, that's why we get Larry off the hook every single time. Which I miss Larry, by the way. He's a face we haven't seen in a long time. Let's see, the crime. Well, I'll try the doctor was reading a book. I'll guess that one first. The doctor was reading a book at the time of the murder. All right, the doctor was reading a book at the time of the murder. That's vital testimony.
Very well. The witness will please add that statement to his testimony.
Is it vital, though? I guess just gotta press it, and then maybe I'll find out.
The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book.
Snuck from behind and
Okay, so then we'll press that, I guess. Hold it! You watched a murderer commit his crime and did nothing to stop it? That doesn't sound like a good way to score points with the voting public. Why didn't you call the cops in? I am a politician, not a superhero. I am under no obligation to risk my life and limb.
He sure is quick to deny his obligations when there's nothing in it for him.
I'm getting tired of listening to his endless campaigning and flimsy rationalizations. About your testimony, Mr. Attition Wimperson. You said Mr. Arebal struck the doctor from behind while he was absorbed in a book. Yes, that's exactly what happened. I feel like they didn't really give me anything. I'll try pressing this one again and choosing the other one. The crime is clearly visible. We'll try that. If the crime was clearly, or if the crime was visible through the window, that's earth-shattering testimony. Is it? Because to my ears, it sounds like a rather obvious fact. Oh, sorry. I'm good then. Okay, so I was right to choose the one I chose, I guess. Very well. Will the witness please continue with his testimony? Alright, just didn't feel like a whole lot, but maybe there's some there. Alright, his weapon of choice. I don't think we pressed this yet, right? Hold it! Are you sure? Positive. I saw it with my own 2 eyes. Yet despite your certainty, you kept quiet about it until now. No, I was waiting. I knew there would be a perfect chance to talk about it later. Information must always be disclosed in a strategic manner. That is one of the lessons of Kingcraft as taught by the Attition clan. Is there a lesson by chance in the Attition Kingcraft guidebook on being honest? Anyway, I saw Mr. Arebal commit that heinous crime. A big, strong man like him could easily swing a heavy suitcase into someone's head. Hold it. I would have to agree that that suitcase is really heavy. Wait a second. How did you know it was so heavy? For all you knew, it could have been empty. My client witnessed the crime in progress. So naturally, he saw Mr. Arebal straining to lift what was obviously a heavy suitcase. I can't say I'm a fan of you trying to discredit my client by tripping him up, Mr. Justice. Isn't that what you always do, though? But I'm just doing what you always do, Mr. Wright. That's funny. Yeah, exactly. Oh, gosh. I always do that.
Dr. Buff was struck from behind while he was absorbed in a book? He must have been really into it.
It doesn't add up.
What doesn't?
The politician is lying, I'm sure of it.
So it's something about the book. Absorbed in a book. Now let's look at the evidence. Do I have a book related thing? Study photo? Well, there's a book with blood. I don't see how that has anything to do with this, though. There's a lot of books involved there. Research notes. Okay, I guess you could call that a book. Oh, there's the doctor's reading glasses, and we're talking about him reading. The doctor's poor eyesight meant he couldn't read anything without these. They were found on his desk. So yeah, how are they found on his desk if he was reading a book by the bookshelves? think that maybe is what we're doing. We're gonna try that. Let me save Aruski real quick. And present. Wait, am I on the right one? The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves? Yeah, this has gotta be it. Objection! The music stopped. The doctor was standing in front of the bookshelves, absorbed in a book, you say? I'm sorry, but it seems your testimony is completely unreliable. That's quite a bold statement. Well, let's hear you back it up. I challenge you to prove that I am anything but 100% reliable. It would be my pleasure. Lately, it seems the doctor's eyes had gotten so bad he needed reading glasses. However, his reading glasses were over on his desk. So you see, there is no way he could have been reading in front of the bookshelves. I'm sorry, Mr. Titian Wimperson, but I'm going to have to ask you to explain this discrepancy to the voting public. You what? I'll explain it, you lowly cur. I simply made a mistake, you see. The doctor was actually sitting at his desk when Mr. Aribal hit him over the head. Well, he wouldn't be able to see that because of the bookshelf. But then the doctor would have been facing him. Surely he would have seen him and tried to run. Dr. Buff was nodding off. I could tell because his eyes were closed and he wasn't moving.
Sounds more like what you would do.
Then how do you explain the fact that he was struck in the back of the head? Isn't that something that should be impossible from the front of the desk? Oh, about that. He bowed his head when he nodded off. That's when he was clobbered.
So that's what you saw. Well, Mr. Justice, that sounds like a perfectly reasonable explanation to me. Do you have a problem with the proposal that the doctor was struck while nodding off?
I think I have a big freaking problem with that there, Buster. Let me save real quick, though. I got a big old problem. There is a problem. A very big problem. A very bookshelf-shaped problem. The eyewitness's statement doesn't hold up under the slightest bit of scrutiny.
Is that so? Then will you please show this court what evidence you have to justify this?
Gladly, Your Honor. This shows the problem with the witness's claim that he saw the doctor nodding off. I think at this point, do another save slot here. I think it's a study diagram because it shows us the bookshelf. Because if he was nodding off here and he got struck, then how would he have seen him? Because he would have been behind the bookshelf, right? Right? Am I right? Take that!
A diagram of the study.
Mr. Titian Wimperson allegedly viewed the murder from here. And the doctor was allegedly nodding off here. But from his vantage point, the bookcase would have blocked the witness's line of sight.
Why, yes, I believe you're right.
No, my nameplate. The fact remains, my client knew that the suitcase was the murder weapon. So he definitely has first-hand knowledge of the crime scene. And yeah, he maybe has first-hand knowledge of the crime scene, Phoenix, but you know what you're also possibly implying, right? Right, dude? I'm afraid I have to agree with you there, Mr. Wright. But then we have to ask ourselves, from what vantage point did he see the murder? What are you insinuating, Mr. Justice? Are you using a tactic I've used countless times against me right now? From what vantage point could Mr. Titian Wimperson have seen the dozing doctor?
Once we determine that, I believe we'll finally see the truth behind this incident. The witness saw the murder from right here.
I'm gonna say he saw it from the spot where he's saying the murder was at, I guess. Can't get any lower than that, though. Beebity boobity beebity boobity. Alright, we're gonna have to save real quick because I think I'm gonna get this wrong somehow. But because he was the murderer is what I'm thinking.
You've gotta be kidding. But that's... It is indeed. But everything only makes sense if the witness was there in the study.
Inside the study? But that's the scene of the crime.
I know. Mr. Attition Wimperson, the man who claims to be a witness to the murder, was most certainly in that very room.
Apollo, are you suggesting...
Yes, I am. Mr. Attition Wimperson, weren't you the one who actually swung that suitcase? What you're proposing is ludicrous. My client is a small, thin man, whereas Mr. Arebal has the musculature to pull it off.
He has a point. I gave up trying to lift that thing after one go.
That's right. He's the only one who could have lifted such a heavy object. Now, do you understand? The rebel Dats Arebal is the doctor's killer.
As long as the suitcase is the murder weapon, the suspicion falls entirely on Dats. You'll have to poke a hole in Mr. Wright's argument somehow, Apollo.
Oh, I will. And with his own technique, no less. If Mr. Attition Wimperson couldn't swing the suitcase around, we'll just have to consider another way he could have used it as a murder weapon instead. I'm going to turn this case on its head, Mr. Wright, just like you taught me. You talk big, Mr. Justice, but do you have what it takes? Well, this should be interesting. Mr. Attition Wimperson's testimony has been filled with one inaccuracy after another. First, he stated that Dr. Buff was in front of the bookshelves. Now he claims that the doctor was sitting at his desk. So where was the victim really when he was killed? Also, where was his killer, and how was the murder weapon really used? So the important thing here is the position of the victim and the killer relative to each other. Yes, Your Honor. If they were positioned in a certain way, it would be possible to use the suitcase as a weapon without lifting a finger. You can't mean. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. It's quite distinctive, as you can see. There's like an upper level. You're saying he like dropped it down on him or something? Maybe he was just getting some coffee. Speaking of, there's an early version of Dad's in his concept art that showed just how muscular he was. Oh, really? Like a shirtless Dad's? Nice. Now, if Dr. Buff were sitting in a certain spot and his killer was at a certain other spot, the suitcase would become a weapon anyone could use. And we know he's good at pushing people off ledges, so he could definitely push a suitcase off a ledge. Very well, Mr. Justice. Where was Dr. Buff's killer at the time of the crime? Up here? There? Oh, that's... This should wrap things up nice and pretty for you, Mr. Wright. I actually used a version of him in an Ace Attorney fanfic. Nice. Hell yeah. I would ask the court to recall the study's layout. But this time, instead of thinking in 2 dimensions, let's think in 3. Only then can we clearly see the killer's method at work. The killer didn't have to swing the suitcase. If he used gravity to his advantage, that is. That's right. It was the plaintiff, one politician Wimperson, who used the suitcase. He pushed it from the 2nd floor. And sent it hurtling down onto Dr. Buff, who was sitting at the coffee bar. Just trying to get some coffee. Yeah! The psychology book had been at the coffee bar, no doubt. The doctor must have set it down there after he'd finished reading it, or the like. But his blood got on it, which is why the killer thought to hide it in that mountain of books. That's quite an entertaining theory you have there, Mr. Justice. But there's no evidence that the murder took place at the coffee bar.
I'm not so sure about that, Mr. Wright. I'd say that evidence of the murder occurring of the coffee bar.
I say that evidence it exists. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it exists. I'm pretty sure it's in that picture, right? I mean, we're saving either way. But yeah.
The evidence does exist, and I'm going to show you. You are? This right here is proof that the murder took place at the coffee bar.
Oh, okay, so it goes straight to the photo at least. And we're gonna go with the stain here.
This brown stain was determined to be coffee. What's more, it was still a bit damp when we saw it yesterday morning. Ugh. One look at this book speaks volumes, I'm afraid, Mr. Wright. It tells us the doctor was having a cup of coffee at the coffee bar. That's when the suitcase came hurtling down, striking him on the head, causing both his blood and his coffee to spatter onto it. Ah. Well, Mr. Attition Wimperson? What motive could I have possibly had to kill Dr. Buff?
And there it is. The final excuse cornered killers are so fond of.
One look at this book speaks volumes. Accidental pun right there. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's a pretty good pun too.
Well, the doctor never returned your crystal to you, did he? Instead, he hid it in the cave ruins. Telling him that the Defiant Dragons were a dangerous bunch was a huge blunder. All it did was make him hide the orb. Your lie came back to bite you in the end. Even worse, the doctor saw the news reports, so he knew the relic was the Founder's Orb. Being the conscientious researcher he was, he knew he had to return it to its rightful place. And that meant keeping it out of your hands. You were so angry that he refused to return the relic to you, that you killed him with your own hands. Isn't that right, Mr. Attition Wimperson? Oh no, my placard! That is...
Gosh darn it, Phoenix.
Apollo! Don't! Please don't accuse my client of murder. Huh? What do you mean, don't accuse him? Why would you even say that, Mr. Wright? What I meant was, he's a promising politician with a bright future ahead of him. It's in our nation's best interest to avoid burdening him with the taint of scandal. Say what? Right. You'd better do something to change the current courtroom climate, or I'll be charged with murder. And you know what will happen to her if that happens.
Something with Maya, huh?
What's he talking about? Well, I can ponder that later. For now.
Mr. Wright, you can't possibly believe that Mr. Aribal is the killer. Are you really going to send an innocent man to prison? I thought you were better than that. Well, Mr. Wright, answer me. No. Mr. Wright? What in the world's going on here? Athena, clue us in, girl. If you won't say anything, then... Mr. Attition Wimperson, the defense will... Apollo, wait! Not you too, Athena.
It's just... I wasn't sure whether I should say anything, but... During that last recess, when I went to check on Mr. Wright, I overheard something I shouldn't have.
I trust Maya is unharmed. I can't really say it, but just remember, if I'm arrested or fail to obtain the treasure, there will be consequences. Consequences of the worst kind, if you catch my drift. Relax. All you have to do is ensure I get my hands on that relic. I must deliver it to my benefactor at all costs. What do they want that relic for anyway? It's something to do with an old legend. My patron seeks the great power said to be granted to whoever solves its secret.
Take politician out of the running. We'll have Connie Gress on the ballot. Nice, that's a pretty good one.
Maya? As in Maya Fey?
Yes, the boss's legendary former assistant.
Legendary, hell yeah. It's so funny to think of Maya as legendary.
Hell yeah, I'm legendary.
Miss Fey's being held hostage?
So it seems.
Why didn't you tell me as soon as you heard this?
Sorry, it's just Mr. Wright spotted me before I could slip away. It made me promise not to tell you. He said it would make things more difficult if you found out.
As if things weren't already hard enough.
So that's why Mr. Wright was acting so strange.
He's doing the thing where he grabs his head.
I had no idea. This must have been excruciating for him. Think, Justice. There's gotta be something you can do.
Mr. Justice, about that last statement of yours, can you say that again? I didn't quite hear it. I believe you were in the middle of accusing the plaintiff of murdering Dr. Buff or something, maybe? Would you care to continue? We could wrap this up. I'm sorry, Apollo. I'm really, really sorry. What's gotten into you two?
If I accuse that slime bag, I put Miss Fey's life in jeopardy.
It seems you've finally caught on. I'm far too important to be accused of murder. After all, our nation's future rests squarely on my shoulders.
Either I give up, or...
Once I present the crystal to my patron, my victory is assured. Then one day, I'll become president, and then king. I'll have every politician at my command. Now, retract your accusation.
I can't kowtow to him, but...
The defense would... It would like to retract...
Nope. Was that Dirk? Who is that?
It is Dirk.
Apollo.
Dirk?
I don't know what's going on here. But a lawyer should never look the way you do right now. With defeat and resignation written all over their face.
A dragon never yields.
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what the lawyers do to get to the truth.
Dirk. A dragon never yields. He's right. It's all over if I give up now. If Mr. Wright's hands are tied, it's up to me to do what must be done. He saved my neck so many times. Now, it's my turn to save his.
Just gonna go to like another investigation phase. Buy some time. Dirk, thanks for that wake-up call. Now that's the face of a lawyer you've got there, son.
Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm going to find the way to save Miss Faye and see that justice is served.
Oh, here we go. This is like the end of a case all of a sudden. That scumbag is holding Miss Faye hostage to ensure he gets the orb for his patron. And it seems said patron believes in the orb's legend. Thing is, the founder did appear when the orb was exposed to fire, just as the legend said. If the legend is true, then we've already solved the riddle, right? If the legend is true, then we already solved the riddle, right? I mean, yes, I think. I mean, I feel like I see where this is going. If that's, is that what we're saying? Nope. Yes, we've definitely solved the riddle, and yet we still don't understand what the part about bestowing power is talking about. Oh, that's what he means. I need to rethink this. Yeah, I think I'm getting ahead of the game. No, we have not. We've not solved the riddle yet. The legend says the founder will bestow great spiritual power when she returns. But if that's true, it means we haven't solved the whole riddle yet. But how can that be? Are we missing something? Wait, maybe. Maybe the part about the founder returning should be taken literally. But how would it be possible for a dead person to return to the world of the living? Channeling. Dedoy? Dedoy? Yeah, because the whole thing seeing her face. I think I was way ahead of the game on that one. Oh, I know. There is a way for the dead to return. Spirit channeling. Of course, you'd have to know what the founder looks like first. But the orb has revealed her face to us. So what if it's a sign that we should channel her? Funny if they let you do the wrong answer and let it tell you until the end where they'd be like, this isn't right. Yeah, you went through the whole thing and then it was just like, one of them was wrong. I'm like, oh my god, I gotta get the whole thing again. It didn't even tell you which ones were wrong. Given the facts, in order to solve the riddle and receive the founder's power, I'd need to practice channeling a spirit medium. And to receive the founder's power is to practice spirit channeling? I think both of these work. But what we need right now is a spirit medium. Got it.
A medium is needed to obtain the power. We need Maya.
Or little baby pearls.
The ability of a medium to channel spirits is the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. That means Mr. Attition Wimperson's patron will need one too. And once that slimy politician realizes that, he won't be able to lay a finger on Miss Faye.
So you just have to expose that to him? Is that our plan then?
Everything's going to be okay, Mr. Wright.
Paul takes 3 years of practice channeling before he wraps up this case. Like, yeah, hold on. Hold on.
Because Mr. Paul Attition Wimperson can't afford to harm a hair on Miss Faye's head. Huh? Mr. Attition Wimperson, it seems you've chosen the wrong person to take hostage. What do you mean? Your patron seeks to solve the orb's riddle, and thereby receive great spiritual power. However, only Maya Faye can truly give them what they really want. She can? What do you mean, only Maya Faye? Think about what the return of the founder really means. We should have considered it more literally. After all, the orb was made in the kingdom of Karain, the birthplace of spirit mediums. Ah, I think I see now. You need to know what the deceased look like in order to channel them. But in Karianism, depicting the face of the founder is taboo. However, her true face was hidden in the orb. So maybe the orb is telling us to try channeling the founder. Exactly. Through a spirit medium, the founder can quite literally return. And if the legend is true, the founder just might bestow spiritual power on someone when she does. It's like when Pearls imbued my Magatama with spiritual power. If a human could be imbued with such power in a similar manner, it is said that the founder possesses immense spiritual power. Such a great feat would not necessarily be beyond her. Wait a second, then the legend is true. Do you understand now, Mr. Attition Wimperson? You are holding hostage the final key to unlocking the orb's secret. And if anything were to happen to her, the riddle would remain unsolved forever. Ah! There's always Pearl Faye. I could simply ask her for help. If she wants money, I have plenty to offer. She's not the kind of person to be tempted by material gain. And she certainly wouldn't help She certainly wouldn't help you if anything were to happen to her cousin. Or maybe you'd like to go ask the Queen of Karain to channel the founder for you. He could, but he'd probably get executed for requesting such a thing. It's over. Now confess. You killed Dr. Buff, didn't you? It wasn't supposed to end this way. Mr. Attition Wimperson, are you admitting to committing the crime? You're my lawyer, right? Do something. It's true that I'm your lawyer, and as such, it's my job to defend you. However, defending my client isn't the only duty a lawyer has. There's something else that matters equally as important. And that is finding the truth. What? Mr. Attition Wimperson, you have sought to twist the truth in the dirtiest of ways. I was complicit in your hostage-taking, but in a way, I was being held hostage too. Even so, there's still hope for me to make things right. And I owe it all to you, Apollo.
Mr. Wright,
I can't allow a murderer to walk away scot-free. Therefore, Mr. Attition Wimperson, I must resign as your attorney. No, 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 no! Does this mean I'm under arrest? No! Well, I have nothing to confess. What? I said I've nothing to confess. I don't and I won't. Especially not to a plebeian like you.
This guy doesn't know when to give up.
Besides, there's no truth to these allegations. I mean, look at the suitcase. You won't find a single print of mine on it. All that means is you wipe them off, taking care to only leave Mr. Arribals. As many a great politician has said before me, no comment. In that case, try switching things up, Apollo. Look at the situation from a different angle. Is there really nothing that points to the suitcase being dropped from above? Evidence that points to the suitcase being dropped from the second floor.
If the killer puts the suitcase from the second floor hallway over the coffee bar, that would place him right around here.
Ah, maybe. Just maybe. Thought of something, Apollo? I believe this piece of evidence to be connected to the dropping of the suitcase. Like pushing the little girl's wheelchair, maybe? Yeah. It shows her being right there. This gotta be related. Wait. Did I save? I think I saved, but we're doing it again because I'm worried I didn't. Take that! That appears to be a statement, but how is it related to this case? On the night of the murder, Your Honor, Miss Army Buff physically left her room. That's when she saw the doctor burning the orb and subsequently passed out. Right above the coffee bar. But with her there in her wheelchair. The killer couldn't have been able to drop the suitcase down onto the doctor. Good point. However, according to Sarge, she woke up just as someone was trying to move her in her wheelchair.
Someone was pushing my wheelchair. What? I was so scared. I beat a hasty retreat as fast as my wheels could take me.
She must have been in the killer's way and had to be moved. Isn't that right, Mr. Attition Wimperson? And if the killer had pushed the wheelchair with his bare hands, we may yet find the conclusive evidence we need. Exactly. Fortunately for us, that evidence slipped right through the killer's fingers. If only he had been able to hold on to just a little tighter. But now, he is neither able to discard nor alter it. Honestly, that piece of evidence wasn't even supposed to be here in this courtroom today. And yet, it looks like sometimes things do get better.
But this wasn't supposed to happen.
No? Well, too bad, because the evidence that sped away from you that night has come back to haunt you right here at this very trial. Your Honor, the defense's final piece of evidence is on this person.
The final piece. I guess I lost track of what we were saying. I guess it must be an army, right? Because it would be the. Oh yeah. Duh. It's the fingerprints on the handles, right, of the wheelchair. So it's a part of her wheelchair. Yeah, it's gotta be what it is. I don't know why that took me so long to dawn on me. That's what you're saying. And watch me still be wrong somehow. Take that. That. On the night of the murder, Sarge passed out, only to come to and find that someone was pushing her wheelchair. That's when she fled back into her room. She didn't physically see a single soul after that. Not until Athena drew her out through that therapy session, that is. So just in case you didn't see that episode, even though that was earlier today. While the killer was able to wipe the prints on the suitcase, the same can't be said for the prints that got away. My fellow Curians. Curanians? I think I said that wrong. Well, Mr. Politician Whipperson, try to explain your way out of this one. The podium is all yours.
A politician, savior of Karain. I am not a crook. My political career, I'm destined for great things. Something's wrong. This isn't real. It's a dream. No, it's a nightmare. What? Wait, really?
Wait, what's happening?
Whoa. Banzai, 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 banzai.
So he won, but now he's being arrested? Wait, what?
No, please. Wait, don't go. No, please. Well, Grandpa!
Dude, what the hell is happening to this guy, dude? He's like hallucinating and shit.
Mr. Attition Whipperson? Are you all right? Bailiff, get him to the first aid station on the double. Well, this was yet another unexpected turn of events. In light of everything that's been revealed, it seems the relic is indeed the Founder's Orb. And it seems Mr. Politician Whipperson can be considered a suspect in Dr. Buff's murder.
Pretends are a powerful thing and he's turning. And they keep this, I feel like every single one is bigger than the last. It seems like it anyways. That one was huge. That was a lot of fun. Apollo, I want to thank you for everything. Thanks to you, I didn't have to keep bending the truth. I don't know what I would have done without you. Don't mention it.
You were amazing today, Apollo.
Well, I couldn't have done it without Dirk.
A dragon never yields.
Even when wounded, a dragon bites down hard and never lets go till its dying breath. It glares, it roars, and it latches its jaws firmly onto its prey till the bitter end. That's what lawyers do to get to the truth. A dragon never yields. Every lawyer should take that to heart. As it seems both sides have no further objections, would Dirk Sadmati please take the stand? This court awards the orb of the Defiant Dragons This court awards the orb to the Defiant Dragons per the stated transfer agreement. Woohoo! Not guilty! Basically.
cheer gonna... Okay, there we go. I was like, is the cheer gonna work, dude? That took a little bit. Hell yeah. Should the kingdom of Karain claim ownership, the matter may have to be deliberated in court all over again. I just hope, or shall I say pray, that I am not the judge presiding over that one. Indeed. A trial like that might spark an international incident. Still, there are bigger and more momentous things astir in the air.
A revolution. Dirk's really serious about this.
This court is adjourned. The children had to wake up, yeah. Apparently, dude. They've been asleep for a while. May 17th, District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Nice work, son. We've finally broken through the last obstacle on the road to revolution. Revolution. Just doesn't seem real. Yes, well, to think you actually defeated the Fighting Phoenix. All I can say is, that's my boy.
Well, Mr. Wright did have his hands tied. Who knows if I'd have won if he had been able to fight me head on.
I see it more like you saved Mr. Wright.
Saved him?
Yeah. Remember what he said? He didn't have to bend the truth anymore, and it was all thanks to you.
I don't know about that.
Still, I guess it is kind of nice to be appreciated.
Mr. Dirk? Now that the Holy Mother's face has been revealed, are you going to have a spirit medium try channeling her? I, for one, would love to see the return of the legendary founder.
Yeah, just think about it. Being able to speak to someone right out of the history books. Unfortunately, it's not that easy. What? Why? A face isn't enough. You also need the true name of the one you're attempting to channel. Oh, right. Pearl mentioned something like that. That's why you need to know that her name is Amy Faye. That's gotta be it, right? I feel like it's totally pointing at that. And the founder's true name is only known to the priestess who's been crowned queen. In short, the only living person who knows it is the current queen of Karain Garan. Oh, so without her help, we won't be seeing the founder anytime soon.
Tisk, that's no fun.
Seems only the queen knows the founder's real name. So, Dirk, what will you do now? First, I'll start by tracing the route back which the orb came into Dr. Buff's hands. Since we now know it was a politician that asked the doctor to study it, isn't he the one who stole it? No. A political nobody like him couldn't get anywhere near the orb, let alone steal it. He must have had inside help. My money is on someone connected to the royal family. Oh, right. You said something to that effect back in the cave. Whoever it may be, we need to expose their dirty scheme to the light of day. Well, I'm sure Mr. Wright has plenty of information courtesy of his dirty client. He might be able to shed some light on this.
Private Justice!
No, it's Sarge mode.
That was fine work you did at the trial today. You did your sergeant proud.
Back at you, Sarge. It took real courage to leave your room like that.
It's all thanks to you and Core Woman Sykes. With my siege defense over, I can finally sally forth.
But the battle's only just begun! One for me and me alone to fight.
To lose your mother and then your father. What a terrible thing to endure.
Yeah. Come on.
And being wheelchair bound doesn't help.
Private Justice. I've been thinking. It's about time I stood on my own 2 feet. After all, I no longer have Papa to coddle me.
Huh? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Take a good look, soldier. This is one small step for man, and one giant leap for me. Hold my drone for me, would you, Private Justice?
Yes, sir.
What is she up to?
Huh. Whoa.
She's standing. What's this, Sarge? You mean your legs there?
The doctor told me I was ready to walk again months ago. But if I admitted I could walk, I knew I'd have to leave the house. So I faked it.
Makes sense, but...
I kept pretending I couldn't walk. But I know Papa is watching over me now, and I'd hate to disappoint him. So, from this day forth, I'm going to march forward on my own 2 feet.
What a brave kid, trying to move forward like this. But it must be so hard this soon after her father's death.
Don't ever stop. You just keep on walking, comrade. Stay brave, because there will be days when you'll want to stop. But I have faith you'll find a way to muster the strength to push through them. Yeah, you can do it.
Hey, Daddy's back.
Mr. Wright.
What's that look on his face for?
Oh, Apollo. Is everything all right with Miss Faye? She's safe. For now.
Well, then we better go save her, quick. Where is she anyway?
I'm afraid I have some bad news. Huh? Maya's not here in the States. She's still in Kahrain. And she's still being held hostage by the mastermind behind this whole thing. The mastermind? That's right. Politician Whipperson was nothing more than a pawn. Maya's true abductor is in the kingdom of Kahrain. What? I don't understand, Mr. Wright. What in the world's going on over there? But as shocking as that news was, it was only the beginning. The beginning of something big. Big enough to shake Kahrain to its very core. Revolution. I was being swept up in a mighty wave that nothing could stop. Of course, at the time, I had no idea what the day ahead had in store for us. There you go, to be continued. This case is really amping up, you know, it almost felt like it was over. But of course, there's more. But wait, there's more. Turnabout a revolution. A little Saveruski. There we go. We're on to investigation day 2 next time. Hell yeah. So that concludes our stream for tonight. Thank you to anybody and everybody who's come to hang out. Thank you, Togepi, for chatting me up throughout the stream. I appreciate you. Enjoying the game with me and all that. I should be live again. I'll definitely be live again on Monday to play some more Phantom Liberty if I'm not live again between now and Monday. And then, of course, we will get to the next part of this episode next Wednesday. So there we go. But yep, that's going to be all for tonight. You guys have a good night. Night, Togepi. And we will see you next time on Monday, hopefully. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy. I love y'all. Bye-bye.